I am Monica Kincaid, and welcome to the Thought for Today. Today's encouraging word is called Stop Fighting. If I can testify, while listening to a recent podcast, I found myself, reflecting and thinking about the depths of me. These are the parts of us that only you and Jesus know about. It reminded me of all the anger that I had during my upbringing because I couldn't always have things my way. I would often, find myself in conflict with God, wrestling with Him over my numerous desires. Y'all, I thought if I would cry long enough and hard enough that God would change His mind. I would pray and tell God, that I wanted this or that I wanted that, but His response would always be no, not yet, or wait. If I'm being honest, I was not content with my life or happy with God at the time because I insisted on living life on my own terms. For years, I engaged in a battle, y'all, with God, trying to assert and interject my desires into His divine will. How crazy is that? However, as time went on, God was so patient with me. He drew me with His kindness, as Romans 2:4 says. God had revealed His love for me through His word, and He had to demonstrate that He knew what was best for me. Eventually, I reached to a point where I surrendered. I was, waving my white surrender flag in shame and in defeat. Therefore, my encouragement for you is stop fighting. Surrendering is a term used in warfare where you relinquish your own rights in order to fulfill someone else's plan. In this case, God's divine plan. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus offers us comfort and relief by saying, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." So, take your rest, my dear sister. Take your rest in Jesus, my dear brother. Our world, including our minds, y'all, is a battleground. God has a plan for our lives, just like any army has a plan before they go into battle. Matthew 8:34 reminds us that if any of you wants to be my follower, my disciple, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross, and follow me. So yes, y'all, stop fighting. Stop striving. Stop trying to make things happen. Because in order to become followers of Christ, both you and I must abandon our own ways, our own desires, our thoughts, the things that happened in the past, our minds, our hearts, and yes, everything. Surrender it all to Jesus. When we do our part, we will experience Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7 that says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, y'all, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Yes, the only way that you and I will experience true peace, y'all, is through Jesus, the only true and living God. Peace, peace, and more peace is what you really need. I hope you were encouraged on today by this video, Stop Fighting. May God's peace overflow you as you surrender your will to His will. Until next time.